Hey guys, and welcome to my 12-week bump date. Baby is about 2¼ inches long and ½ an ounce, about the size of a lime. I love how I can basically fit baby in my hand at this point. So as far as development goes, all the main development that baby's been through is done, if that makes sense. Like all the organs are there, they're in place, all the main stuff of what it needs is there. Baby just needs to grow at this point. So one thing that baby will develop this week is going to be reflexes. So baby's been moving, but what I mean by reflexes is that baby's brain is starting to control movement, so it will react to certain things. Like if you push on the uterus, it will react to that. So I thought that was really neat. And it kind of squirms as well. The face is appearing to be more human-like. The eyes, they were kind of more on the side of the head. They've moved to the front now, to pretty much where they should be. And they've got their cute little nose, little mouth. They have earlobes at this time. They're also forming vocal cords, which is really cool. Baby is also practicing breathing and is inhaling the amniotic fluid that is in the womb. And so that's what babies, they don't need oxygen through their mouth and nose at this point like a regular human does. They're getting all the oxygen they need from the umbilical cord. So any breathing that they're doing with their mouth and their lungs and all that is basically just practice. Because they don't need that right now. As far as my size goes, I was weighing 139.8, which I think was a pretty decent jump from last week, but it's a total gain of 4.8 pounds. Belly is growing a little bit more at 31.5 inches. And the bust is staying about the same at 40 inches. My boobs are not hurting as much, so that's been a great relief. That kind of subsided this week. They had gotten really bad there a couple weeks ago, so I'm glad that has stopped. As far as my development at week 12 of my pregnancy, the uterus has finally started to rise into the abdominal cavity, which means I should be getting a baby bump soon, which I know it can take a long time with the first pregnancy. And just looking at it, I feel like it's definitely larger than what it was. It's very, very subtle, but I feel like it's starting to kind of round out. My pants had been tight for a couple weeks, but my belly just didn't look any different. But I'm starting to notice a little bit more of a rounding in the lower abdomen, so that's really super exciting. Sometimes it just kind of looks like I might have eaten too much or a little bit of bloating, but every bit of progress is exciting to me. Also, I found out that mosquitoes actually prefer pregnant women, which luckily or not really luckily, but we are below freezing here right now, and so we don't have very many mosquitoes at this point, so that's been nice. But before I was pregnant, I was like, I don't know, mosquitoes top choice. Anytime I'd go outside, I would get tons of mosquito bites on me when people with me would get none. So they've always preferred me, and apparently now that I'm pregnant, they're going to prefer me even more. So I'm going to have to start looking into some bug spray, most likely. As far as my symptoms go this week, guys, I've been struggling with constipation. It hit an all-time high this week. About Thursday, it was so horrible. I thought my intestines were going to explode. And so I called my OB because I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm taking the Citracel, which is like fiber pills. I'm taking Colace, which is a laxative, and it's just not working. So they basically said that I needed to get milk of magnesia and also an enema. So I ended up having to just take off of work because I was in so much pain and it needed to come out. So I went and got the enema and the milk of magnesia, and thankfully everything was cleared out, basically. I finally feel normal again, and I'm just hoping I don't get backed up again. I feel like this is probably going to be an ongoing problem, but I will take it. I've had a really, really easy first trimester. I think next week, or this week is going to be my last full week in my first trimester. So overall, I've been really lucky. I did get very nauseous and I had to fill my nausea medication, but that was due to the milk of magnesia and the enema. Those made me really, really nauseous, and I just did not feel good at all. So the doctor said it was fine to take the nausea medicine, so I took it. I actually hadn't even filled what she gave me, so I had my husband go fill it for me because I was miserable. But that helped, and really I've been fine since late Thursday night. Once the constipation was gone and the nausea medicine took effect, I was sleepy because that stuff makes you tired, but I felt fine other than that. And let's see what else. Oh, I really haven't in the past few days, but earlier in the week I was starting to get just some mild heartburn. I never even had to take anything for it. I just would notice after I ate, I was kind of like, oh man, I hope that, this is as bad as it gets, and it was, so I was lucky on that end of things. I've had a much easier time eating meats, which is wonderful. That has been really stressful for me, worried about if I was getting enough protein for the baby or not. So I'm able to eat meats pretty easily now, and not really craving as much fruit. I still like fruit, so I'm trying to remember to eat it a lot more because it's good for me and baby. But it's not as easy to remember when you're not craving it. So kind of wish I still had that fruit craving going on. The other thing is that I have started just like crying at sentimental things or sweet things just very easily, and then I just get over it real fast. I don't know, I've just learned to laugh about it because it's kind of funny. And also, earlier this week, you guys, I'm pretty sure I felt the baby move, but that was earlier this week, so that means I was only like 11 weeks and probably like 3 or 4 days, but I really felt like I felt something that I've never felt before. It was very, very light, almost like a bubbly, fluttery feeling. But I haven't felt anything else since then, so I don't know, maybe not. But I'm hoping I did, and then if I did, that's a good sign. Maybe I'll feel things earlier than most people. That would be really wonderful for me. But until then, I do have my Doppler. So I've been listening to baby's heartbeat every night, and that has been very comforting for me. As far as doctor's appointments go, I have not had any doctor's appointments since I talked to you guys last. So I'll have 2 this upcoming week though, so I'll have plenty to talk about after all that. What I'm doing, I've done a lot, you guys. I've gotten a lot done. I'm really proud of myself. I'm still organizing my house. I'm trying to clean and get stuff out. It's just going to be a long process. That's going to be a long process. And I've started taking all my baby stuff out, and I've moved it to a room in our home and just have it all in one spot instead of a little bit here, a little bit there, just so I can kind of go through it and see exactly what I have. And really, I'm still not going to be able to finalize things before I know the gender, but I feel like I can get a little bit done, so there's not as much to do when I do find out the gender. Getting up to date on my baby books. I was kind of behind on reading those. And I've been on 1 hospital tour. I've got another one scheduled, I believe. Yeah, I've got another one scheduled for this upcoming week. And then I'll have 1 more that I can go on. I'm debating whether or not to go because I don't know that I'm going to change my OB, so this one that I have scheduled would be the hospital that I would have to give birth at if I stay with my OB. I've also, I set up my Amazon baby registry and ordered my Amazon welcome box. Okay, so that thing is a mess right now, you guys, because basically I was going on there and putting on things for girl and boy so that once I find out the gender, I can take off whatever gender stuff does not apply. And the reason I did that is because I want to get in my head what's needed and have it all in one place. But they also have a welcome box for Prime members. And if you set up an Amazon baby registry with them and you're a Prime member, once you spend $10 off the registry, you get a welcome box. And I'm really hoping, some of the stuff looks really cool, so I'm really excited about that box. I didn't want them to run out of stuff, that's why I did it so early. But I will be doing an unboxing for you guys when that comes in, and they're estimating that it will be here between January 16th and 19th, I believe. So sometime in the next couple weeks, you will be seeing what came in my Amazon welcome box, and I'm so excited to unbox that. I've also done a lot of research on breast pumps, and I've decided on, I'm down to 2. I'm either going to do the Spectra S2 breast pump and possibly the Spectra S1. I'm going to do a little bit more research on those and hopefully decide this week and go ahead and get my breast pump ordered. So that has taken a lot of work, but I finally got that done. And been getting ready for the gender reveal party. I'm hoping to have that the first weekend in February. The last thing that I need to do on that is call the place that's going to do the ultrasound and make sure that I can get an ultrasound scheduled in that time frame, because there's it's a very short window from when you can find out and when I'm having the party. So I just want to make sure that obviously I know the gender before I plan the party to be on that day. So the other thing, we've made a lot of progress on our baby name list, so that's really exciting. I'm not as worried about that since we still don't even know the gender yet. But I think once we know the gender, it should be very easy to make a final decision on the name. So yeah, that is it as far as that goes. Yeah, I've got a lot done this week and that's really exciting. But I'm going to go ahead and show you my belly. little bit poking out. And then front and side. I think, yeah, I think definitely it's starting. A little round bump. So, yay, so exciting. I love it. I love my little baby bump. But thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, I do this weekly, so make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed. Share this with your friends. Give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. I love talking to you guys. You guys are awesome. And I will talk to you guys next week, if not sooner.